I am going. There we go. All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Happy Monday. This is number 16 of the Rare Disease Lecture. Six? No, this is number 17 of the Rare Disease Lecture. And if you're with me at this time, so I'm unable to see you, unfortunately. Just want to thank you for your awesome, amazing presence. And I really am thankful and grateful for you. And those that, if you're watching the replay, again, I'm thankful and grateful for your energy and taking the time to listen to this lecture. All right, so I just want to share today. Oh, and I forgot my earrings here, but you know what? That's okay. All in divine proportion, time, love, and order, right? Okay. So what I'm doing today is I'm sharing some information. This is from the Journal of Immunology. Let me do this. Immunolo, immuno, Immunology. My mother, she would crack up. She would be cracking up right now if she were here because I'm one of those phonetic. One time I had we were talking about the archdiocese everything, and we were all in the living room, and I said, "Yeah, well, the archdiocese." My mother, she fell out. She and I didn't know what she's laughing at because I didn't know what I did. I didn't know how to. I didn't say the thing right. But anyway, I'm phonetic. I've always been in high school. I've spent, telephone. I spelled Telephone. That's phonetically. So anyway, Immunology. Immuno, that's kind of immunology. Immunology. There you go. Immunology. All right. Okay. Immunology research 2021. And this is, I'm sharing information, solely information, okay, about adjunct treatment. And an adjunct treatment is something that can be used with the primary treatment if you're living with an autoimmune disease, physician condition, syndrome, or rare disease condition, syndrome, disorder, okay? This information that I'm sharing is solely information. It is no way suggesting anything nor recommending anything. I am simply sharing this information with you, and if it resonates with you, perhaps you may want to speak with your primary health care provider or your naturopathic doctor, holistic, whatever. But again, the disclaimer: information only, like they say with those psychic things, for entertainment purposes only. So this is information only. All right, so let's get right down to it. So I found this in researching because my specific area that I concentrate on is scleroderma and Sjogren, and then as well as multiple sclerosis and asthma, things like that. But primarily um, scleroderma, systemic sclerosis, either diffuse or localized. Uh, I concentrate in that area um, for that rare, with that rare disease. Okay. So anyway, I came across, praise God, I came across this information from this journal, and the academic, so it's not some flyby, whoever posts anything of anything anywhere on Google, and you're just taking it. No, this is research. This is research that was done. So anyway, it's an adjunct ADJUNCT treatment. I just learned what that meant. I just again that means that treatment, something that can be used along with the primary treatment that anyone is using, implementing. I'll say. All right. So the first one, these are medicinal plants and herbs. Okay. So I'm going to share with you medicinal plants and herbs and the natural therapeutics. Okay. Now, for the medicinal plants and herbs, and if I don't pronounce these things, I will spell them because, herbs, the botanical family has some really, really unique, unique names, okay, and how they're, the spelling and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, the first one is Caparis spinosa L. That's Capparis spinosa L. This is said to reduce oxidative stress, and also it's an anti-inflammatory. Well, it's it's very common that inflammation is is well. Let me just say it this way: uh, disorders and things, diseases, conditions, and syndromes. A lot of it is attributable to inflammation. Okay, even with scleroderma, it was said that it first starts out with inflammation. When we have muscular aches and pains, something is inflamed. It's inflamed. All right. So anyway, this Capera spinosa, and if this is kind of, if you think this is going to pique your interest, now one thing I would suggest is that you get something to write with her on and write these things down. Like, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to speed through it or anything. Or again, you can watch the replay or whatever. So it's Capparis, Spinosa, Spinosal, reduces oxidative stress, and then anti-inflammatory. Ginkgo, we know like ginkgo biloba. We know that we've heard how ginkgo biloba helps with memory and different things like that. Well, this study shows it also helps with Raynaud's. The Raynaud's is when if you have sometimes your fingertips will turn at when it's cold, and your fingertips will turn. You're losing circulation in your fingers when your fingers turn white because the blood you're losing the blood of the nutrients of the blood the flow. So it stops. Your fingers get really white at the tips and things. And I understand it can be painful at times, and that scleroderma is. I'm sorry, Raynaud's. It was saying it can be like a I'm going to say a preemptive knowledge to scleroderma. In other words, one may experience Raynaud in because it's moving towards or going on to the scleroderma, systemic sclerosis. There is another one. This is Lei Gong Teng, and this is Lei, three words, LeigongTeng. Now, this is said um, to to help with pulmonary function, especially with systemic sclerosis. Because systemic sclerosis, it does not necessarily have to. I've read articles in some places, where it says that this will lead to that, that, that. That's why you got to be proactive in doing your research because and that's one thing and let me say this, that's one thing when a person is first given some type of whatever diagnosis, they say the last thing you do is go research on Google. That's the last thing you do is research. When you first find out something to go get information, the last thing you want to do is get on this internet and start looking for information because I guarantee you're going to get some misinformation. It's going to be that's not going to. Oh, these glasses in the back for some reason kind of bother me. Um, it's not going to serve you well, and it's going to trip you out. You're going to get all frantic and all that kind of stuff, and scared and all that kind of stuff. The only time that you want to start googling anything about any type of condition or whatever you may have is once you and your primary healthcare physician, once you guys have it that this is what it is, and this is things that may be expected or anticipated. Okay, because I've read so many things that said, okay, once you get scleroderma, it's going to affect this, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. Well, that's googling stuff, and so just being proactive. You go outside the the opinions, the layman or whatever opinion, and then or non-specialist, and then you go into the academia of information. You find out you say, no, it can't. So it can do this. It can. Doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to. But anyway, let me So anyway, pulmonary functions, and it does deal with systemic sclerosis. However, any pulmonary function, we have issues with our lungs. Well, anyway, this LEIGONG is said to help improve, help with improvement with that. All right, let me keep track of the time. The fourth one is GFW, and this is Gui Zing Fu Ling Wan, and this is what 5 words hyphen GUI hyphen VHI hyphen FU hyphen LING hyphen WAN. This was reported. This is from the study. It was noted or determined that this particular medicinal plant or herb is anti-inflammatory. When you get control over that inflammation, that control that can help a lot of things. As a matter of fact, I just saw one thing. I've heard it before with inflammation, like with the hip, with the tendons, ligaments, when you get that inflamed, the painful. Well, it says bromelain, bromelain, BROMELEIN. That is said to help with inflammation. What is What contains bromelain? Onion, onion. Okay, so it's said to be an anti-inflammatory, increases blood circulation because we need that. Our blood is our lifeline, and that's one thing I'm going to stop here to say that it's really good. Some people say it doesn't make any difference. I don't know how someone could say that because your blood is your lifeline, and if you need to know what your blood type is to know how to take care of it, because as with anything, language, when you go into everything has a a particular way of being fed or being nourished. And, like I said, language. Social Security, you got to have the language. Unemployment, you got to have the language. So why would we not need to know, you know, the language of our blood? What does our blood need? If I'm A B, um, A B. What type? How do I care for that type of blood so that my blood is clean and it's going to nourish all of the vital organ systems in my body properly. Because if it's polluted and dirty and it's going to the liver and the spleen and the this and the that and the this, how is it how is it nourishing and nurturing our vitals? 10 vital system. Okay, so I'm getting kind of off, but this is impromptu. I know I'm going to share these herbs and natural therapeutics, but some of this is just going to be impromptu. I mean, I'm tired. I'm tired here, so appreciate you. Okay, so yeah, so it increases blood circulation. So um, if you don't know your blood type, you know, that's the only thing I would. This is another thing I'm suggesting. As far as these particular substances and natural therapeutic information only. But I do really suggest that I think we need to know what our blood type is. I really do. All right. So and then also it improves our skin and internal organs. So which makes sense because if it's anti-inflammatory and it gives skin improvement, our integumentary system and internal organs. So that's what this does here. So I would imagine, I'm just throwing this out there, but I'm thinking if it improves our internal organs, then it must, as well as increased blood circulation, perhaps it's also cleaning our blood. So it didn't say it, but I'm just saying, who knows, The next one is evening primrose, and that is anti-inflammatory. Again, anti-inflammatory stuff. Now this one here, and I'm going to, um, I'm going to make some. I did make some, but I did make it for me. But this one is avocado and soybean. Okay. Now this is said to decrease disability, decreased physical change, and also osteoarthritis. That's why I want to make me some of this rascal. Okay, so this one, now it was said that 300 milligrams, and then kg, I don't know what the kg is, but the mg kg a day for 6 months, it improved with these particular type of issues. So there is there was a formula, and what I did, I went and bought some avocado. I have soybean because I make soybean candles. The natural soybean, when I taught candle making, first thing I would do when getting into before we start making, I would eat some to show people that okay, you can eat this. This is soybean, natural soybean. Okay, although we know that just because it's natural don't mean it's good for us. Poison ivy, natural, but we're not going to eat it or put it on the skin or anything. So just because it's natural doesn't mean that it serves us well. All right. So anyway, that's soybean, and I believe it said like 1 part avocado, 3 part soybean. But if anyone, if you're listening to this having to come across this information at some point. If you're interested in that, just let me know. You can tap into you at gmail.com. TAP, the letter N, YOU, wait, TAP, the letter N, the number 2, YOU at gmail.com. And I'll share that recipe. I just don't have it on here, on my paperwork here. It says TAP, the letter N, the number 2, YOU at gmail.com. Okay, so now we're going to get into the natural therapeutic, and one is abscisic acid, which is ABA, and that is said to reduce collagen level. Now, sometimes, people may say, well, why would I want to reduce collagen level? Collagen keeps us young and this and that, kind of thing. I want my collagen. Well, in some disease, disorder, conditions, and syndromes, collagen is not a friend. Collagen is, and that is what can help, with help in not as far as against us, but help with the fibrosis, which is scarring. It's just skin scarring kind of thing, because that's when it starts to scar, and that's when it starts to be harmful. So yeah, so if there's if we have something that we may need to um, but that collagen is kind of not really the best friend. That's do some research, do some research on it. That's to reduce. And then there's activin, and I've heard of activin, and activin, where it says here it's grapeseed. So grapeseed oil, grapeseed, and that is said to reduce the molecules involved in inflammation, and it's attenuation at oxidative stress. So attenuate reduces um, oxidative stress. And I'm still not, and my apologies here. I'm still not understanding this oxidative stress. Now, I do know oxygen, the keyword oxygen. So I'm not sure. I'll get some. I'll have that at one point. But right now, I'm being real. What they say, for real, for real. I'm really not sure what that is. I know stress. It has something to do with the oxygen. Maybe lack of oxygen. I'm just not sure. But anyway, that's what activin, which is contained in grapeseed. Then we have zufu. No, let me spell this. XUEFU, one word, and then ZHUYU, decoction. And a decoction is normally it says, okay, like a tea, although really teas, like when you say infusion with herbs and spices, when you make your teas like that, that's really um, incorrect. Teas are, from what I read in researching and studying herbs and different things like that, teas, that's in China. That's tea. When we use herbs for drinking, as a liquid, one is called an infusion, and that's when you use like maybe flowers and things like that, light weight, where you can infuse it like in a French press or something like that. I love my French press. A decoction is also the liquid that you drink. However, a decoction is more so with herbs and seeds and roots. And how you do that is that you add your water and your substance, your seeds, your herbs, and then you cook that as opposed to an infusion of sort. Okay, because infusing. The difference between fusing and decoction is a fusion of herbs that are flowers and plants, leaves, things like that. And then the decoction is when it's the heavier element, the heavier substance. Okay, so anyway, this decoction is said to increase blood circulation, helps with atherosclerosis, neurodegenerative diseases, and treatment with vitamin B6 helps to reduce inflammation. So adding this decoction with vitamin B6 is said to help reduce inflammation. And that, again, you can't over say how inflammation. You get a handle on that, a lot of things um, can probably clear up. Our next one, and this is, like I said, these are natural therapeutics, is astragalus polysaccharide. And astragalus is astragalus. Polysaccharide is polysaccharide. Now, they were saying that in mice, they did a study in mice, didn't hurt the mice. They didn't, these studies aren't harmful to the animals and stuff, not like it was before. So anyway, in mice, it was said to reduce collagen production in skin tissue, which is that scarring, the scarring, is fibroblast or fibrosis. And again, that's another name for scarring. And then it can also modulate systemic sclerosis by inhibiting that collagen production. So that's what it with sclerosis. The collagen is really having a party here. It's just going buck wild kind of thing. And then the next one is bee venom. Bee venom. So, and this is to be anti-fibrotic, anti-scarring, anti-inflammatory, anti-apoptic, apoptic, and apoptic. That's okay. I don't know what. Okay, just popped on. Okay, forgive me for that. So anyway, well, I'm gonna go back. Astragalus polysaccharide in mice reduce collagen production in skin tissue and can modulate systemic sclerosis by inhibiting collagen production. I didn't know if that was heard because I received a note from Zoom saying that my mic was out of sync. Okay, so this next one is bee venom. And bee venom is anti-fibrotic, anti-inflammatory, anti-apoptotic. And again, that apoptotic is, from what I understand, is the cell, because the cell goes through its own process, its own chronology of order. So a third of our cells grow, a third of our cells replicate, and then a third of our cells are to die off. That's just the natural thing. Like like when we need to exfoliate our skin. That's why we should exfoliate our skin. It said to exfoliate our skin about every 45 days to get rid of the cells, the dry skin and the cells that's supposed to come off because it was. I read somewhere too, just what I read, sharing with you, that a lot of disease, disorder, condition, and syndrome uh, happens too is when those dead cells they're not eliminated, they stay, and because they're not living, I mean, it just causes disruption in our system. So, and I thought there were three. Uh, they grow, let's see, grow. duplicate and replicate are the same thing, I believe, and then they die off. I thought it was four things that our cells go through. And I don't want to pick up my book. I have my information there, but I don't want to stop to do that. Um, but yeah, I'll let me just make a note to say the next. I'll put it I'll put it on this post the the um, the movement of the life of the cell. Okay, so I'll do that. Okay, all right. And then I just started. I saw something about curcumin, which is in the family of ginger and turmeric or turmeric, however you want to pronounce it. And that's said to increase that autoptic lung fibroblasts. In other words, it's said to increase, that the new growth of the cell, let that move on. So when it's time for you to make that transition kind of thing, you go on and do the cell does what it needs to do to make room for that new growth. Okay, so that's to increase, especially in um, lung fibroblasts. Okay, now this next one is Diprotrophatsulfide. I'm gonna try this. Diprotrophatsulfide. Not bad. All right. So this is to help with cardio. Said, in this study, this Journal of Immunology. Well, look at that. Immunology research. It's somehow they, okay, 2021. How easy that was this time. All right. This is said to help with cardiovascular disease, decreased proliferation of dermal fibroblasts and dermal skin. Because we have an epidermis, sub dermal and all that stuff. So skin, dermal, fibroblasts. And then suppression of oxidative stress. The next one is genophyte, geniposite, and that is to attenuate to reduce systemic sclerosis. And I'm going to see on here just real quick, you guys. I think attenuate is another word for reduce, but I want to make sure here. I don't like to give, even just for information purposes, I don't like to give incorrect information. Ettenuate. Reduced. Okay, just want to make sure. All right, so it reduces, it is said to reduce the actual systemic sclerosis. I mean, this is interesting to me. I mean, then the next one is HC, capital H, capital C, lowercase c, 025. This is to inhibit collagen gene expression and to improve pulmonary fibrosis, so starring on the lung. The next one is magnesium lithospermate, magnesium, and then lithospermate, Lithospermate. This is also is said to have reduced collagen synthesis, the combination of collagen, like that tapestry, that woven thing is to reduce, the synthesis of the collagen. And then also, yeah, so, because like fission and fusion. So anytime something is anytime it's fissioned, it's separate and it has less power. But when you fusion, that's when you get that increased power because you combine the two or whatever the essence of the combinations of whatever that's being combined. So anytime anything is combined, then it has more power. All right, so this helps to reduce the fusion, if you will. Okay, and then also neurocardiovascular protective efforts. Also, magnesium, because I take magnesium. Magnesium is said to be excellent for muscle cramps. And just for me, the OTC magnesium that I take, I have been noticing that it has helped with the cramps. Because I sometimes I'd stop taking it to see. That's what I would do. I'll take it and see what's happening, and then I'll stop taking it to see if there's any change. And when I stopped taking it, I did notice the change, and so now I just take it. I don't do the, I don't. There's no need for me to. Okay, let me see how this is. I'm convinced magnesium helps with my muscle fat. Okay, then we have Nimbolide, Nimbolide, and that's anti-fibrotic, anti-scarring, reduces skin thickness, and reduces progression by controlling an inflammatory or inflammatory factors. Oh, here's the bromelain. Okay, which remember when I said onion? Yeah, 'cause I just read that somewhere within the last couple of days. Bromelain. That is helps with inflammatory disease. It reduces pain, muscle soreness is said, reduce depigmentation, and increase hand and foot activity. Okay, so it makes our hands, it's said to make our hands and feet more mobile. Yeah, motor skills. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then we have two more here. Yeah, I did good. Okay. Then we have tansinone, and that's Tanshinone. Now this is either LLA or 11A. I'm not sure. All right, so this also helps. Is said to help with oxidative damage, connective tissue damage, systemic sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, and pulmonary hypertension. All right, and then the last one is withaferin, and that's Withaferin, the letter A, and this is that reduce skin thickness, inflammation, collagen synthesis, and oxidative stress. All right, so these are the medicinal plant, herbs, and natural therapeutics that I found in the Journal of Immunology Research 2021. The research was done in 2021, and I believe the research indicated that let's see, it was four. It was a longitudinal research, um, I believe, and I think it was 15. They did 1,513 participants that participated in the study, and these were the results that came about. So if you're interested, I'll go on there. I'll put also on this post the link to the journal. I should see if I yeah I'll have I'll put the link to it, and then also put the cell life, our cell life chronology on there too. All right. So if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to email me at tap into you at gmail.com. TAP letter N the number two YOU at gmail.com. Um, or you can visit, or I invite you to go to my website. That's www.anitacpowell.org. ANIT is in Tom, A, C is in Charming, Powell, P is in Paul, OWELL.org. And there you can sign up to receive a wonderful, wonderful, I call it rhythmic reverb. It's I am that I am. It's a mantra with special sound that accompanies it. And you can get that for free. Okay, and then plus you're also helping me build my email database. So please feel free to download that, and then every month you'll get this is a one page. It's like a one page, 1 2 minute reader, a newsletter that I'm generating for people, to give the universal vibe and for the month, and then a little poetry because I'm an energy poet, and then some information like self awareness, little spots for that as well. Okay, and like I said, it's like a one reader. It's not a bunch of information kind of thing that you can you can read it in 1 to 2 minutes, and prayerfully that will serve you up. The information will be valuable for you. But yeah, so check out the website www.anitacpowell.org, and also I'm happy to and thrilled to announce that the virtual launch is scheduled for May 25th at 12 a.m. I mean 12 noon. So I want to make sure. Yep, May 25th, Saturday at from 12 to 1, just for an hour. I want to make sure my global sisters and brothers are able to participate. So 12 noon, okay? So please feel free if you're interested in wanting to attend the launch. Of course, you're welcome. Of course, you're welcome. And we're going to have prizes and different things like that, okay? And a tour of the website. So, anyway, we know that on behalf of the Tap Into You movement, which includes Peace Partner and Thought Healing, as well as ESWP, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so very much again for being with me, spending your energy, your beautiful energy with me. I pray that this information is valuable for you. And again, if you have any questions, just email me, tapintoyou@gmail.com. Okay, we know that the journey of self recovery is absolutely beautiful. And I hope you know so beautiful, both he and she. So are you? Touch on that trust, tap into you. All right, blessings, peace, and love. Thank you again. Thankful